Hello, today's story is Funnybones. This is the story and how it begins. On a dark, dark hill there's a dark, dark town. In the dark, dark town there's a dark, dark street. In the dark, dark street there's a dark, dark house. In the dark, dark house there's a dark, dark staircase. Down the dark, dark staircase there's a dark, dark cellar. And in the dark, dark cellar some skeleton lives. A big skeleton, a little skeleton, and a dog skeleton. One night the big skeleton sat up in bed. He scratched his skull. "What shall we do tonight?" he said. "Let's take the dog for a walk," said the little skeleton. "And frighten someone." "Good idea," said the big skeleton. So the big skeleton, the little skeleton and the dog skeleton left the dark, dark cellar, climbed the dark, dark staircase and stepped out into the dark, dark street. They walked past the houses and the shops, and they walked past the zoo and the police station, and they went to the park. The big skeleton scratched his skull. What shall we do now?" "Let's go play on the swings," said the little skeleton, "and throw a stick for the dog." "Good idea," said the big skeleton. And that's what they did. They walked round the park and the pond and the tennis court, and they went to the swings, the park. The big skeleton and the little skeleton had a go on the swings, and there they are having fun going high. They threw the stick for the dog, and suddenly something happened. The dog skeleton chased the stick, tripped over a park bench and bumped into a tree. Oh no! And it was just a pile of bones. "Look at that! He's come to pieces. What shall we do now?" "Oh, let's put it back together again," said the little skeleton. And they had a song that helped them. It went, "The toe bones connect to the foot bones connect to the leg bones connect to the hip bones connect to the backbone." But they got it all mixed up. This one has got 2 long legs and 1 short, so there's a leg missing. This one has got 4 legs, but they're on his tummy, not his back. Oh, no. This one has got 2 feet on 1 leg. They carried on having a go at putting him back together again, and finally they finished, and he sort of looked right. But they'd got his head where his tail should be and his tail where his head would be. And he was saying woof backwards. He was going for-woo, for-woo. So they swapped him round and made him right. So once he was properly correct, they went off for a walk again. And they started to sing a song. These bones can bark again, run around in the park again, can frighten people in the dark again." The big skeleton scratched his skull. "That reminds me, we haven't frightened anybody." "Oh, that's a good idea. Let's go do that." But of course it was the night time and everyone was in bed. There was nobody to frighten. Little baby was asleep with his teddy. The policeman was asleep. The cat was asleep. They even went to the zoo. But the bear was asleep as well. There he is. But of course there was the skeleton animals. They were awake. There's this one here with a big, big, long neck. What do you think that is? Yes, you're right. It's a giraffe. These are fish. That one, he goes squeak, 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 and he's little. Yep, that's right, a mouse. Now this one's hard. Can you see that one? It's an animal hanging upside down on a branch, and he's going, Yes, you're right. Very good. Well done. It's a monkey. That's obviously a snake. And this one's going, No, it's not. He's going, Yeah, he's a pig. That one, that's obvious, isn't it? Having a ride on an elephant. This is a parrot, and he's a very clever parrot. Somebody's taught him to speak. He's saying, "Good evening. Who's a cheeky boy then? Have a cup of tea. Put the kettle on, mother." What a clever bird. The big skeleton said, scratching his skull, Let's keep out of the way, though, of the crocodile skeleton. He likes to eat bones. So they did. When they were back in the street, they realised they hadn't frightened anybody. What shall we do now? Oh, the little skeleton said, let's frighten each other. It's better than nothing. So they did. They ran around frightening each other, jumping out of drains, hanging out of trees, jumping up behind each other and going boo. The big and little skeleton came up behind the dog and made an enormous big sound of a cat. Meow! He got his own back though. He came up to them and did an enormous big woof. The little skeleton there hid inside some washing and went oh, and frightened the big skeleton. Help, he said. They carried on, frightening each other, jumping out of dustbins, lampposts, and chasing each other down the street. They had a great time, and you see them. And that is how the story ends. On a dark, dark hill, there's a dark, dark town. In the dark, dark town, there's a dark, dark street. In the dark, dark street, there's a dark, dark house. And in the dark, dark